Hey, my name is Mike Acosta from ADSR Sounds.
And I'm Jim Stout.
And in this particular video, I'm super excited because we've got one of the very only units around, and we're going to be taking a first look at the brand new Roland Boutique D-05. Now this, of course, is a faithful recreation of the legendary synth from Roland, which is, of course, the classic D-50.
And the D-50 is definitely a personal favorite of mine. And what we're going to do in this video is we are going to do a side-by-side comparison of 8 of the most famous presets that the D-50 ever had. And we're going to see how they stack up with each other.
We're also going to be taking a listen to some of the other presets that are on the D-05 that are a bit more modernized, as well as taking a look at some of the key features on the D-05 that were not available on the original D-50.
So let's get started.
Now, the original Roland D-50 was released in 1987 and was an extremely popular digital synth that competed against the Yamaha DX7. However, the D-50 was much easier to use, had amazing effects with the first onboard digital reverb, and used PCM samples along with Roland's LAS technology, linear arithmetic synth, which made it perfect for unique and/or complex soundscapes.
Here's Fantasia on the original D-50. Now here's Fantasia on the new Roland Boutique D-05.
So here's Digital Native Dance on the original D-50. Now here's Digital Native Dance on the new Roland Boutique D-05.
Here's Jet Strings on the original D-50. Now here's Jet Strings on the new Roland Boutique D-05.
Now the fourth preset we're going to compare is Pizza Go-Go. So here's Pizza Go-Go on the original D-50. Now here's Pizza Go-Go on the new Roland Boutique D-05.
The fifth preset we're going to compare is Living Calliope. Here's Living Calliope on the original D-50. Now here is Living Calliope on the new Roland Boutique D-05.
The sixth preset we're going to compare is OK Corral. Here's OK Corral on the original D-50. Now here's OK Corral on the new Roland Boutique D-05.
The next preset we're going to look at is the horn section. Here's horn section on the original D-50. Now here's horn section on the new Roland Boutique D-05.
And the final preset we're going to compare is soundtrack. So here's soundtrack on the original D-50. Now here's soundtrack on the new Roland Boutique D-05. Now let's check out a few more sounds on the Roland D-05. Now in these audio demos, we use the D-05 joystick to morph between the two upper partials and the two lower partials of the preset in real time. So now that we've compared some of the things that the D-05 has that the original D-50 had, here are a few things that the D-05 has that the original D-50 did not. Now first up, it has a USB connection, which is a micro B type, and this functions as a MIDI and audio interface and also provides bus power to the D-05. The D-05 is also battery powered and can use rechargeable batteries or can use regular AA alkaline batteries. Now the overall weight of the D-05 is only 2 pounds, of course, much lighter than the original D-50 keyboard. The D-05 also has a mix-in feature through a mini stereo 8th jack to pass audio through right to the output and headphone section. Now besides being able to save preset data, you can also save patterns and also custom reverbs. The D-05 comes with 384 factory presets versus only 64 on the original D-50. The D-05 also now has an included 64-step sequencer, and you can save up to 64 patterns in total. The D-05 also has a built-in arpeggiator, along with ribbon controllers for C1 and C2. So, as you can see, D-05 sounds amazing in my opinion. My personal opinions on it, I feel like it's pretty damn close to the original D-50. There's some small nuances and things like that, like Jim always tells me it's splitting hairs, but I think, overall it sounds really good. Hip hop, R&B guys, if you're looking for that 90s, kind of sound, I mean, the D-50 has got it, and it's spot on with everything that it's doing. Some patches are like really dead on. Others have little slight variations, nuances, but I don't think it's that much of a big deal. There's definitely some, new features that have been added in that I really dig that of course weren't on the original D-50, but overall the value, and I really dig just even the texture coding, is pretty spot on, just like the keyboard. The joystick, the buttons, the structure layout, everything, it's really cool. So in my opinion, I think it's a great buy. Sounds amazing, and I'm really stoked, to have this. Definitely better than having an actual big keyboard. It's really a small footprint, so I think it's great.
And I'm going to echo a lot of the things that you just said. I'm very excited to see the D-50 in this form factor because it's really kind of starting to make sense in the boutique range and kind of what they're doing and where things are going.
Right.
But I'm very excited to see the D-50. It is probably my personal all-time favorite synthesizer of all time, and I still think the sounds hold up today. And it's kind of one of those things where if you want to find new sounds, you can always go back in the past and find stuff that people have forgotten about. This thing is loaded with sounds that people have forgotten about. Yeah. And I think that could be like, the next new thing, just resurfacing old sounds and using them in different ways. It's got all the performance features. It's got the audio over USB, so you don't have to worry about that. It does MIDI and audio over USB, so you don't have to worry about another MIDI interface and everything else like that. It's got all the ROM cards in it. It's got every sound Roland ever did.
That's a really cool thing.
Every sound Roland ever did for it is in here. And I think that, and the other thing that we tested will actually load in sysx files.
Yeah, so Jim tested that out with loading the sysx and sending stuff from his D-50 over to it. And
so
I think everything
all of the original, so if you can find, some of the old sounds like Valhalla and these kind of guys that did stuff back in the day, there's some amazing sounds out there. All of those will load into this. So this is a real D-50. It's not a clone of one. It's not anything. It is a real D-50, just miniaturized. I think it sounds great. And the other thing too, there was 2 different modes to this. There's a classic D-50 sound mode, and then there's a clean mode, which they try to clean up the output stages. But we tested everything in the original classic mode to give it as the most authentic representations we could.
But I think it's cool that they added that in there. You can kind of choose the flavor, of the sound output on it. Absolutely. But overall, I'm curious, like, how do you feel like how close it came sound wise to the patches and everything?
It's the closest you're ever going to get. There's nothing else on the market that will do what this thing does. The D-50 has a unique sound, and we discussed that before. But I believe that you're not going to get any closer with this. There was things like the VC1, things like the XT, the vSynth XT that had the VC1 card built into it, and that was a D-50 as well. But this is a smaller form factor. It's a lot more affordable than trying to find a VC1 or a vSynth or anything else like that. But I just think they did a great job with it. The color scheme, and the one touch that I really, really enjoy is the yellow LCD. Straight up old school. That is exactly
that's when I first turned in, I was like, oh, okay.
It reminds me of the D-50. And I think congratulations to Roland.
Really
I think you guys did a great job with it, and I cannot wait to get mine personally. So I don't know when they're going to be available, but
not sure.
Soon
but
enough.
A big thank you to Roland for getting this over to us way ahead of time to have some time to spend with it and really go through it. A really amazing machine. If you guys want to learn more about the original D-50, Jim and I already did an episode on Gear Chat, which is Gear Chat episode 2, where we talk about the D-50 in full detail, its history, all of the artists that have used it, the songs, patches. I mean, we really go really deep into the D-50.
And the impact it had on the music industry.
Yes.
So definitely check that out. So I don't really have anything else. I think it's amazing. I'm not sure what the price point is going to be just yet, but I imagine in the boutique range it'll be between the $300 and $400
range. Definitely under $600.
Yeah.
You know, but that's my only thing. It's like the original D-50s, like you can still find them for between $400 to $800, depending on the condition. But I think the one thing that you have to ask yourself is, how good is that D-50? The condition of it. If it's going to conk out on you, do you really have the space to have another big keyboard there? And then do you want all the new amenities that the D-05 offers, which is a lot easier to get, working with your system than just relying on MIDI and SysX dumps. So that's the thing you have to balance out and ask yourself. But I think you really cannot go wrong with having a D-05. If you've got a D-50, it's a great addition to it.
What's better than one D-50? 2. That's exactly right. So I think the sound is spot on. I love it. I'm very excited about this product. And again, thank you, Roland, for sending it out this way. So I don't have anything else.
Yeah. So remember, hit the subscribe button below right here to the ADSR YouTube channel so that you're constantly up to date with all of the first look videos, quick tips, tutorials, courses, and of course, promotional giveaways. My name is Mike Acosta.
And I'm Jim Stout.
And we'll see you in the next video.